was a mistake. There has been plenty of time for Russian Federation to apologize and say, sorry, we made a mistake. Instead, we see a pattern. Russia is testing European borders, probing our resolve, undermining the security of the whole of Europe. Russia will continue to provoke as long as they allow it. Therefore, the United Nations and the international community must clearly condemn such actions.
Polish Foreign Minister Sikorski said Russia as the aggressor should be excluded from the UN Security Council.
An aggressor who has reached and breached its duty as a member of the Security Council should be kicked off it. But we know how realistic that is. This is the forum, the agora of the world. We want our arguments to be heard. I think it's important to call spade a spade. And we see the Russian invasion of Ukraine as an attempt to rebuild the Russian Empire. We hope that countries that have suffered imperialism will condemn it. Hopefully this will cause enough pressure on the aggressor to withdraw.
The foreign minister also spoke of his expectations regarding the United States.
We are counting on President Trump fulfilling his ultimatum. He said back in August that if Russia doesn't start moves towards peace, there will be sanctions. We think it's high time to do that.
Minister Radosław Sikorski stressed that if hostile aircraft threatens Poland and pose, it must expect consequences.
We are peaceful democracies who have studiously avoided actively joining your attempt to reconquer Ukraine. But we will not be intimidated. I have only one request to the Russian government. If another missile or aircraft enters our space without permission, deliberately or by mistake, and gets shot down and the wreckage falls on NATO territory, please don't come here to whine about it. You have been warned.
Foreign Minister Radosław Sikorski also warned against an escalation of Russia's actions against NATO states, referring to the recent violations of the airspace of Poland, Romania, and during the extraordinary Security Council session, he called on the international community to show solidarity with the countries of the region under threat.
These breaches of airspace are suspect because they are an escalation of hybrid war which Russia has waged against the West for years. Murders of politicians, journalists, human rights defenders and defectors, cyber attacks against hospitals and financial institutions, arsons, including in Poland, UK and Lithuania, postal packages containing incendiary devices all over Europe, including Germany, attacks on Ukrainian embassies, in addition to standard espionage and disinformation. Excellencies, this Council has a responsibility to send a clear message that such provocations will not be tolerated.
Estonia triggered NATO Article 4 consultations over Russian airspace violation on Friday, as reports indicated that 3 Russian MiG-31 fighter jets violated the airspace over the Gulf of Finland near Vaindu Island in northern Estonia and remained in that territory for around 12 minutes. Also on Friday, 2 Russian fighter jets carried out a low-altitude flight over the Petro-Baltic platform, the Orlen Group's offshore extraction installation located in the Polish sector of Baltic Sea. Earlier in September, Poland also invoked NATO Article 4 after Russian drones entered Polish airspace. U.S. President Donald Trump said on Sunday he would heavily defend Poland and the Baltic states if Russia escalates further. Full news from Poland, I'm Tomasz Ferenc.
This is Polish Radio broadcasting from Warsaw, and you are listening to our Monday through Friday Current Affairs magazine. Still to come, the Polish Film Festival kicks off with record attendance.
Bon appétit, Monsieur Chopin.
Also, later on in our magazine, Poland's female football star Eva Pajer wins the Gerd Müller Award.
This year was very special for me, both with the club and with the national team. I love football, and I am proud to be part of Rise of Women's Football.
First though, Warsaw Security Forum, one of Europe's conference on transatlantic and CEE security, is taking place in Warsaw next week. Organized since 2014 by the Kazimierz Pulaski Foundation, the Warsaw Security Forum annually gathers over 2,500 high-ranking representatives of governments, international organizations, industry, think tanks, and civil society coming from across more than 90 countries. Danuta Isler spoke to Tomasz Obremski, program manager of the forum, to find out more about the two-day event.
This year, our umbrella message, our leading hashtag is "Divided We Fall," and behind that we argue that only strong and united, firm voice of the European countries can sustain and maintain the strong transatlantic alliance. So we understand that our American partners need very decisive and firm commitment from the European allies to basically clearly communicate what they want regarding their own security, and then Americans will be further involved.
Americans, as you call them, are among the guests or the speakers of the conference. You have quite a lot of experts and former high-ranking or very high-ranking politicians. You bring to Warsaw for 2 days at the end of September a lot of important people.
We do that because we developed for the last 12 years trust from our partners, not only from the ministries, but also from members of the parliament, as I said, from the expert community. Over the last decade, Warsaw Security Forum has established some kind of a brand that really unites around the common goal, around common cause. We are basically very focused on the regional aspect of the security, on the Central and Eastern Europe, on strengthening the European transatlantic commitment for Ukraine. Our guests coming to the Warsaw Security Forum wants to speak on those issues. They know what to expect. They know they will not be negatively surprised by the quality of the discussions and the counterparts of their discussions.
You say quality of commitments, so everybody is coming here, so rich an understanding of what's happening or what's the road ahead. How do you organize such an event not to make it another gathering of talking heads then?
We take care of our program, we take care of our messaging, our agenda, and we set up the titles of the discussions, the briefing questions, to push some kind of agendas forward. We understand what is the current discussion, what was discussed in Kyiv, and we want to take a step further from that. That's why sometimes this program is closed a few days before the conference, because so much happens right now around security topics. This understanding of the current situation, together with speakers that sometimes did not have possibility yet to comment certain things, creates a unique opportunity to push certain things forward. And those discussions on very multilateral level, like we're going to have some ministerial lunches with participation of over 20 ministries. That's not something that happens every day, so it always creates something that you can build on afterwards.
And we mentioned Americans, we mentioned Kiev, so you're bringing, like we said, experts, politicians, participants from pretty much all over the world. There will be panels devoted to Africa. There is someone coming from Qatar.
Ukraine, Eastern flank are always the main topics. So we are bringing ministers of foreign affairs of Weimar Triangle, of Germany, of France, also Minister of Defense from Germany, ministers from Ukraine, from Western Balkans countries, from Scandinavia. This year, France is a partner country. The next year, it's Norway. But of course, we also want to open up for broader subjects, global audience. So we're going to have, as you mentioned, a panel dedicated to European approach towards Africa. We're going to have a panel on Indo-Pacific, and many panels dedicated to industrial revolutions that we are currently witnessing on the battlefield in Ukraine. So we're going to have panels dedicated to drones, to these new security dimensions of military cooperation.
And would you single out one or two directions of world events or people that are coming that would be particularly worth mentioning?
One issue is, of course, the future of the transatlantic cooperation and the commitment of the United States for America, for the Eastern flank. We're going to have presidential envoy to Ukraine, General Kellogg, for sure, who's going to face questions about that. Further on, we have a question of the role of the EU in the new security arrangements. We're going to have people responsible for the safe mechanism. We're going to talk about the military cooperation and how to finance the European production capacities, because clearly we have a problems with coordinations, with commitment, and there must be more coordination between industry and the governmental level.
And the Night of Freedom Award.
The Night of Freedom Award is annually given to the person that, through their personal commitment or the office that they were executing, significantly contributed to the transatlantic security, in particular to Central and Eastern European security. This year, in recognition of over a decade of his service, Jens Stoltenberg, the former Secretary General of North Atlantic Treaty Organization, will be given this award, and the laudation for this award will be given by Lord Austin, former Secretary of Defense under Joe Biden's administration, and Admiral Rob Bauer, that was working hand with him as the Chief of Military Committee of NATO. He also left his office this year, so this is just a recognition of their work as they left the office, but of course their journey goes on, but we recognize what has already been done.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Tomasz Obremski was in... You are listening to news from Poland coming your way from Warsaw. The 50th edition of the Polish Film Festival launched on Monday evening, showcasing a wide range of Polish movies and celebrating the country's artistic talent. Michał Owczarek has the details.
Je suis mort. Une erreur idiote. Monsieur Chopin est mort. Bon appétit, Monsieur Chopin.
Maintenant, je suis ressuscité. Je veux manger mon sorbet.
Poland's premier celebration of cinema kicked off in grand style on Monday with a screening of Chopin, a movie about the life of Poland's most famous composer. Set to premiere in cinemas next month, it blends sweeping period detail with a bold visual style. With a budget of some 16 million euro, the film is among the most expensive Polish productions to date. Artistic director Joanna Łapińska said she selected Chopin as the opening film to underscore the international dimension of Polish cinema as the country's film festival marks a milestone with its 50th edition.
Pokazujemy film, na który szeroko czekamy.
We're kicking off with a movie everyone has been waiting for, but at the same time, it's a work that showcases Polish culture in a global context, and that is especially important to me in this 50th anniversary year. I wanted to emphasize where Polish cinema and culture stand on the broader international stage.
Kina naszej kultury szerzej, międzynarodowo.
For half a century, the seaside city of Gdynia has been the beating heart of Polish film, and this year movie lovers will also be treated to a sweeping program. Dozens of feature-length and short screenings, meetings with directors and producers, and exhibitions chronicling the festival's history. At the core of the event are three competitions: the main competition, the short film competition, and the perspectives competition. 16 productions will contend for the coveted Golden Lions, Poland's most prestigious film award. Festival director Agata Kozierańska-Burta told Polish Radio that the main competition features both established masters and emerging talent.
Ten konkurs jest bardzo różnorodny, bo są bardzo
It's a very diverse lineup. There are renowned names such as Agnieszka Holland, filmmakers who have been awarded in Gdynia many times, but also many debuts and sophomore films. Thematically, it feels different from last year with a wider spectrum of subjects, I guess. We also see cinema that, more than before, is reaching toward young adult audiences.
stopniu niż poprzednio i jest skierowany też do tych młodych dorosłych.
The opening gala also paid tribute to one of Polish cinema's towering figures. Jerzy Skolimowski was honored with a special Lifetime Achievement Award presented as part of a centenary celebrations of the International Federation of Film Critics P-Preski. Early in his career, he co-wrote the screenplay for Andrzej Wajda's Innocent Sorcerers, as well as Roman Polański's highly acclaimed debut feature, Knife in the Water. In accepting the honor, Skolimowski had this to say.
Jestem bardzo honorowany.
I feel deeply honored and happy, but I won't pretend false modesty and say I'm not sure if I deserve it, because I do. I accept this award on behalf of the entire Polish film industry, because I deserve it.
W imieniu całej polskiej kinematografii, bo zasłużyłem.
Over 5,000 visitors are expected, setting a record attendance for the event. Celebrations and screenings will continue through Saturday. Reporting for News from Poland, I'm Michał Owczarek.
Last but not least, sports and football. On September 22nd, during a special gala held at the Theatre du Châtel in Paris, the 2025 winners of the prestigious Ballon d'Or Football Award were announced. Among those competing for the prize statuette were Polish star strikers of men's and women's FC Barcelona teams, Robert Lewandowski and Ewa Pajor. The latter finished the evening with an important accolade. Lisa Mickiewicz has the story.
The Ballon d'Or is an annual award presented by French magazine France Football since 1956 to honor players deemed to have performed the best over the previous season. It is widely seen as the highest individual accolade a football player can get off the pitch. Apart from Ballon d'Or itself, a host of other highly esteemed football accolades is handed out during the night. These include, among others, the Copa Trophy for the best performing players under the age of 21, the Yashin Trophy presented to best goalkeepers of the season, and the Gerd Müller Trophy, which honors the previous season's best strikers. Polish star attackers of men's and women's FC Barcelona teams, Robert Lewandowski and Eva Pajor, were among those shortlisted to compete for the top prize in their gender categories this year. And although in the main contest Lewandowski finished 17th among the men and Pajor was 8th in women's category, the latter did not leave the gala empty-handed.
And the winners of the 2025 Gerd Müller trophies are Eva Pajor and Viktor Gyökeres.
Football legend Luis Figo announced, and Eva Pajor joined the football strikers pantheon, making history in the process too, as it was the first ever Gerd Müller trophy awarded in the women's category. The honor seems to be a Polish specialty so far, as in men's football it was previously claimed by Robert Lewandowski twice, in 2021 when it was established and in the following year as well.
I am touched and grateful to be standing here before you. The little girl from a small village in Poland never even dreamed of moments like this. First of all, I want to thank my teammates. I couldn't receive this trophy without you. And this trophy belongs to our team.
Eva Pajor started her awardee speech. Pajor, who captains the Polish women's national team, was a key player for Barcelona in the 24-25 season. The Catalan Giants women's team won the Spanish top league, as well as the domestic cup and Super Cup. Furthermore, Barcelona Femení also reached the Champions League final, where they lost to England's Arsenal. All in all, Pajor scored 43 goals and provided 13 assists in 45 games for Barcelona in her first season since moving from Wolfsburg. Apart from all her Barcelona exploits, Pajor was also crucial to the Polish women's national team, leading it to its first ever European Championships qualification with 4 goals and 6 assists in the season past. Crowning it on the pitch, she scored Poland's first ever goal at Women's Euro, hitting the net against Denmark in her country's first historic win at this tournament.
This year was very special for me, both with the club and with the national team. I love football, and I am proud to be part of Rise of Women's Football, how we growing, how we inspire the little girl who can watch us in big stadium on the television and have the better opportunity to develop. Thank you, and have a good evening.
The Polish star striker concluded. Would Eva Pajor manage to repeat Robert Lewandowski's achievement of winning 2 back-to-back Gerd Müller awards in the 2 first years the honor is granted? Saying that the Pole kicked off the 25-26 season with 4 goals and 2 assists for Barcelona in mere 283 minutes on the pitch, it is certainly something within the realm of reality. For news from Poland, I'm Lisa Mickiewicz.
And that brought us to the end of this Tuesday edition of our News from Poland Current Affairs magazine. But do stay with us for more, and are welcome to check our website and social medias for updates. I'm Elaine Szewska. Take care, and as always, stay tuned.
Welcome to Outside, the program in which we talk about sports while listening to music. I'm Danuta Isler, the host of the feature in which we talk about winners, losers, Olympic sports, as well as unusual and less common disciplines, all while checking out various